Hello friends and welcome to the Coin Engineer YouTube channel. The third video of our What Has Happened series is about Bitconnect. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications and follow our other social media accounts such as our Twitter page, Instagram and Telegram channels to not miss out on any news and updates. Now let's get started. Bitconnect was an allegedly open-source cryptocurrency and aimed to function as how participants in the Bitconnect scheme invested and received payouts. Bitconnect was released in 2016 to allow users to lend the value of Bitconnect coin in return for interest payments. The program was the so-called lending platform where users traded Bitcoin for Bitconnect coin and could lock in the instantaneous value of the coin for a set time while earning interest calculated daily. The trading bot was the most controversial piece of the Bitconnect system. However, Bitconnect operated as a Ponzi scheme by paying earlier Bitconnect investors with money from later investors. Kumbani and his co-partners obtained approximately $2.4 billion from investors. On November 7, 2017, the government of the United Kingdom issued Bitconnect a notice with 2 months to prove its legitimacy. On January 3, 2018, Texas State Securities Board issued a cease to the company, calling it a Ponzi scheme, citing failings in user earnings transparency and misleading statements. Texas State Security Board and North Carolina Secretary of State Securities Division warned that Bitconnect was not registered to sell securities in their respective states. On January 17, 2018, Bitconnect shut down and BCC prices crashed by 92% immediately after. Bitconnect announced it would refund its loans. However, the Bitconnect website remained open and operational, having just begun its ICO and allowing users to purchase BCCX coins with their BCC coins. On January 16, 2018, Bitconnect announced it would shut down its cryptocurrency exchange and lending operation after Texas and North Carolina issued a cease and desist order against it. The US Securities and Exchange Commission sued Bitconnect alongside its founder Satish Kumbani and the lead national promoter Glenn Arcaro. The SEC alleged that Bitconnect defrauded US investors a total of $2 billion. Parallel to SEC civil charges, the United States Department of Justice had initiated criminal charges against Arcaro. On September 1, 2021, Arcaro pleaded guilty to criminal charges passed by DOJ, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud and criminal forfeiture. The Department of Justice sold about $57 million in cryptocurrency seized from Arcaro. The DOJ also indicted Kumbani on federal charges in February 22, including money laundering and fraud. Kumbani's charge was misleading investors about the lending program. He claimed the technology would bring substantial returns to investors by tracking cryptocurrency exchange markets. His charges were the conspiracy to commit wire fraud, commodity price manipulation, operation of an unlicensed money transmitting business, and conspiracy to commit international money laundering. His whereabouts are still a mystery. Typically, Ponzi schemes require an initial investment and promise above average returns. They use vague verbal guises such as hedge futures trading, high-yield investment programs, or offshore investment to describe their income strategy. It is common for the operator to take advantage of a lack of investor knowledge or competence, or sometimes claim to use a secret investment strategy to avoid giving information about the scheme. Initially, the operator pays high returns to attract investors and entices current investors to invest more money. When other investors begin to participate, a cascade effect begins. The schemer pays a return to initial investors from the investments of new participants rather than from genuine profits. Often, high returns encourage investors to leave the money in the scheme so that the operator does not have to pay very much to investors. The operator simply sends statements showing how much they have earned, which maintains the deception that the scheme is an investment with high returns. Investors with a Ponzi scheme may face difficulties when trying to get their money out of the investment. Operators also try to minimize withdrawals by offering new plans to investors where money cannot be withdrawn for a certain period in exchange for higher returns. The operator sees new cash flows as investors cannot transfer money. If a few investors do wish to withdraw their money under the terms allowed, their requests are usually promptly processed, which gives the illusion to all other investors that fund is solvent and financially sound. Ponzi schemes sometimes begin as legitimate investment vehicles such as hedge funds that can easily degenerate into a Ponzi-type scheme if they unexpectedly lose money or fall to legitimacy under the returns expected. The operators fabricate false returns or produce fraudulent audit reports instead of admitting their failure to meet expectations, and the operation is then considered a Ponzi scheme. A wide variety of investment vehicles and strategies, typically legitimate, Bitconnect have become the basis of Ponzi schemes. Bitconnect was a Ponzi scheme because of its multi-level marketing structure and impossibly high payouts. As with all Ponzi schemes, the true identities of the founders of Bitconnect and the developers of BCC remains shrouded in the mystery. Bitconnect touted itself as a means of solving real-world financial problems using cryptocurrency and bypassing banks. BCC was a proof-of-stake cryptocurrency token with a notional maximum supply of 28 million BCC. 2.6 million BCC was planned to come from mining, while the remainder would be added as a result of proof-of-stake staking activities from network participants. Making use of the more altruistic augments used by proponents of legitimate cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, the scheme hooked millions of investors and built up a market cap that topped $2.5 billion in late 2017. Investors worldwide, including those in San Diego, were encouraged to buy Bitconnect's open-source decentralized cryptocurrency, BCC, using the Bitcoin for the purchase. Investors would then lend their BCC tokens to Bitconnect, which would purportedly invest the proceeds using the trading bot and volatility software. The bot was supposed to trade automatically by buying and selling on the volatility of Bitcoin, but much of the technology remained a mystery to investors. Prosecutors say the investments weren't being traded as promised, but were instead used to pay out earlier investors. The funds would also be used to pay Bitconnect's army of promoters who would market the investment opportunity on social media at live events. One of those promoters was Carlos Matos, aka the Bitconnect guy.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Bitconnect? Hey, everybody. My name is Carlos Matos, and I am coming from New York City, New York. Let me tell you guys that I am so excited. I am so happy. I am really so thrilled to be right now sharing this amazing, glorious, super and exciting moment of my life with all of you guys. And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore the way it used to be. No. Bitconnect!
Carlos Matos made a dramatic entry into crypto in late 2017 with his legendary speech at the Bitconnect convention. Later, he claimed that he also was one of the victims. According to Matos, he invested around $25,000 into Bitconnect but only took small profits from the infamous scam. At the height of things, he had approximately $250,000 he could have withdrawn but didn't decide to do so until it was too late, like many who lost money. The Bitconnect coin was among the world's top 20 most successful cryptocurrency tokens until its price collapsed after traders began losing confidence. BCC rose from a post-ICO price of 17 cents to an all-time high of $463 in December 2017. Bitconnect released outstanding loans at over $350 to the Bitconnect wallet in BCC. However, the internal exchange price and liquidity collapsed, resulting in a nearly complete loss of value. Thereafter, legal problems with Bitconnect saw its organizers exit the scheme, leaving investors with nothing and the value of BCC at virtually zero, where it has remained ever since. At its height, Bitconnect's market cap was $2.5 billion, with estimates varying as to how much its founders gained when it shut down soon afterward. Bitconnect's current value is 67 cents with zero market cap, and BCC is no longer tradable on any bona fide exchanges. The FBI is still looking for information from the victims and those former promoters to catch Kumbani and seize his assets. In the next episode, we will inform you about another crypto scam. Crypto scams happen all the time and there is no certain way of avoiding them. But to keep up with the news, you can follow our Twitter, Instagram and Telegram. Don't forget to drop a like under this video and subscribe to our channels. Thank you for watching and take care. Until next time.